Greetings and welcome to video number 2, where we continue to talk about parallel lines cut by a transversal. And now you have taken notes on interior angles and exterior angles. And you should know also alternate interior and alternate exterior angles. So when you have this picture right here, we have interior. First of all, they're interior angles. Let's talk about the fact that we have P and Q being parallel, cut by transversal T. And then we have what we call interior angles. These interior angles are on inside, in between the parallel lines. I like to call them inside the river, so to speak. And then when they are alternate, in other words, they're on opposite sides and they're the same size, this would be the same size right here. So these two are called alternate interior angles, and these two over here are called alternate interior angles. So when you have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, you have two pair of alternate interior angles that are formed. And as you read, you know that alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay? You also have four exterior angles formed. 1, 2, 3, 4 exterior angles that are formed. And they are also congruent. And they're called alternate exterior angles when they're on opposite sides of the transversal and opposite sides of the parallel lines. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. So we've learned our U-E-N-T, congruent. Congruent. They are also congruent, having the same measure. So now we've learned about vertical angles that are congruent, corresponding angles that are congruent, alternate interior angles are congruent, and alternate exterior angles are congruent. Now I don't want to write down alternate exterior angles every time I use that to justify, so I will shorten that with AIA. Capital letters, alternate exterior angles, alternate interior angles, and then AEA I will use to say alternate exterior angles. So alternate interior, they are the ones on the inside of the river. Alternate exterior, they are the ones on the banks, on the outside of the river, because the river flows down the middle, so to speak. Moving right along. We're going to use what we know now about alternate interior and alternate exterior. We're going to describe the relationship between each pair of angles. So let's take a look at our picture. We have two parallel lines. A is parallel to B, cut by transversal T, and we have these 8 angles that are formed. And we want to know, what is the relationship between angle 2 and angle 8? So I'm going to use colors when I do this. So angle 2 and angle 8. Well, angle 2 and 8, those are on the outside of the river on opposite sides. So they are alternate exterior angles. Make sense? Going on to number 5. Angle 6 and angle 8. Let me choose another color. Angle 6 and 8. So here's 6 and here's 8. Angle 6 and 8, well, those are opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines. So these are vertical. We have example 6, angle 5 and angle 3. Angle 5 and angle 3. Right here and right here. Those are on opposite sides of the transversal inside the parallel lines. And so those are alternate interior angles. Nice. Angle 7 and angle 1. Angle 7 and angle 1, let me choose even yet another color. Angle 7 and angle 1, that's going to be hard to read. Angle 7 and angle 1, they are on opposite sides outside the river, so they are alternate exterior angles. Angle 7 and angle 1. Just for giggles, hey, write this down. Write down angle number 3 and angle 7. What relationship does angle 3 and angle 7 have? Angle 3 here, angle 7 here. That's right, they are corresponding. We learned that in video number 1 today. And then write this one down as well. One more. How about angle 4 and angle 6? Angle 4 and angle 6, I'll just use black on this one. I haven't used black. Angle 4 and angle 6. That's right. They are alternate interior angles. So add those two, and we've talked about at least once all the angle relationships that we can see. Obviously, there's tons of supplementary angles on there. No complementary unless these parallel lines and transversal intersect at right angles. All right? So now we're going to use what we know to find the measure of the angle and explaining our reasoning. So we see this picture, these two parallel lines. This is A parallel to B, cut by transversal T. I see that one angle is 68, and we have these other angles in there, and it says, hey, find these angles now. And we've done this already using one thing we knew, but now we can go even quicker based on other things we know. So measure of angle 4. Well, let's see. Angle 68 and angle 4, they are alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are congruent. So angle 4 is 68 degrees because of alternate interior angles. Okay? How about angle 6? Angle 6 is corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent. So angle 6 is also 68 degrees because of corresponding angles. All right? How about angle 1? Angle 1 and this one, they're vertical. So angle and vertical angles are congruent. So angle 1 is 68 degrees because of vertical angles. And then we have angle 7. Angle 7 over here. We have not learned about any relationship between the position of this 68 degree angle and angle 7. So now we have to use more than one. So we have a bunch of ways we can go. See if you can follow me and pay attention. I have 68 and 6 are corresponding, and then 6 and 7 are supplementary. Since they're supplementary, angle 7 must equal 112 degrees. So I can say angle 6 is corresponding, and then angle 7 is supplementary. So that's the one I'm going to write down. But look, there's a whole bunch. I could do the 68 degree angle to angle 4 being alternate interior, and then do supplementary with 4 and 7. Or I could do that the angle 68 is supplementary to angle 3, and angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding. Or I could do 68 degrees is supplementary with angle 2, and angle 2 and angle 7 are alternate exterior angles. Man, I could do a lot of different things. I could go a lot of different ways. We just did it one. Moving right along so we can get this video done, find the measure of the angle, and then we're going to explain our reasoning. So again, we look at our pictures. We have parallel lines. Now they aren't labeled, but we can see that these two are parallel, so we don't know what label they have as far as the, identifying the line. But we're going to find angle 6. So I'm just going to stay with green. Angle 6. Well, angle 6 is an alternate exterior angle to this angle that's 57 degrees. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. So angle 6 is also 57 degrees. Angle 4. Angle 4 is corresponding. And we know that corresponding angles are congruent. So angle 4 has to be, man, I'm having a hard time writing, 57 degrees. We have angle 2. Angle 2 is vertical. We know that vertical angles are congruent, so angle 2 has to be 57 degrees. And then we have angle 5, which once again, we don't have any special relationship between 57 degree angle and angle 5. So I'm going to say that that angle right there is 123 degrees. And I'm going to say that is because I have that angle 5, or angle 6 is an alternate exterior angle. And so angle 5 is supplementary to angle 6. Very good. A lot of stuff to remember. A lot of vocab, people. A lot of vocab. You better make some cheat sheets. You better revisit your notes. You have to know this vocabulary. I guess the really good thing is that all of these angles that we learned about are congruent to each other. So yeah, away we go. Our last quick right. Please draw the picture. You might have to pause. K and L are parallel. So cut by transversal M. And then you're going to answer these 3 questions. If angle 1 is 37, then what is the measure of angle 8? And then please explain. I should have wrote that on there. Explain why that measurement of angle 8 is what it is. Okay? And then find the measure of measure 2. If the measure of angle 1 is 7, find the measure of angle 4 if the measure of angle 2 is 125. And of course, justify by explaining alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, vertical, whatever relationship we have. Make sure you write down any questions. Come to class with questions on parallel lines and transversals. Highlight your questions, whatever you need to do to come to questions with me. Begin working on your assignment. You should have about a good 10 minutes to work on your assignment to finish off your quality 45-minute effort on math tonight, using aggressiveness and urgency, using your time effectively to get as much done, to come to class with questions. You guys rock! I so love being with you guys and learning this stuff together. I will see you tomorrow.